of the events that we believe to be taking place in Baghdad and perhaps elsewhere in Iraq tonight. So we're now going to break away from World News Tonight and do a special report for the entire network. I'm Peter Jennings. We'll be back in just a minute.
This is a special report from ABC News.
Time. I'm Peter Jennings in New York. We believe that something is going on in Iraq. We know something is going on in Iraq. We do not know what. Let me just very briefly bring you up to date on what we do know. Reporting from Saudi Arabia and Washington tonight confirms that there has been unusual American air activity in the area of the Persian Gulf. And ABC's Gary Shepard is currently on the line from the Al Rashid Hotel in the western sector of Baghdad. And Gary, bring us up to date very quickly on what you have been seeing over the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Peter, we have been watching an incredible display of anti-aircraft fire shooting up from the ground, looking west from the hotel. Huge tracers, red staccato-like fire going up. The sounds of thunderous explosions. Yet no apparent bombs falling on Baghdad. And I should point out that a great number of the lights in the city are still burning. Street lights have not been turned off. We can see lights as far as the eye can see along the horizon. And yet this anti-aircraft fire continues now. It must be a good 10 minutes since it began.
Gary?
It comes and goes. It subsides for a bit, and then it starts up again. There have been very, very pronounced thunderous sounds like explosions in the distance, and the tracer fire continues. There goes another burst right now off to the right, almost straight up from the ground, eventually burning itself out. And as far as the eye can see, the far right, way over to the far left, this tracer fire continues and the explosions continue to erupt. So it's difficult to decide exactly what it is, but obviously something is underway here.
Britt Hume, perhaps if you could at the White House bring us, while we wait for both perhaps the press secretary to come out or the Israelis to say something a moment, bring us up to date on how the president has spent the rest of his day.
Well, the president has been very close to his top national security advisors today. He met with Secretary of State Baker, for example, this morning.
Britt, I apologize.
And then again at lunch.
Let me interrupt you again because the Associated Press has just moved from central Saudi Arabia, which may well be the command headquarters. The following bulletin: war with Iraq began early Thursday as a squadron of U.S. fighter bombers took off from the largest U.S. airbase in central Saudi Arabia. That is the U.S. military making an official announcement in Saudi Arabia, according to the Associated Press, that the attack against Iraq has begun.